Did you know that credit scores are about to change forever? But the question is, to what? The Trump administration wants to replace FICO, but with what? That's the million-dollar question. The United States has been obsessed with FICO scores, while other countries around the world use totally different systems, or no score at all, to decide who gets approved for loans. So today, let's take a look at what Trump's plan actually means and how other countries already do credit without FICO. You're about to find out why America's system is so unique and may be broken. Make sure to comment the word credit down below so I know you're ready for this world tour of credit. So I'm gonna break this down into 4 very important parts that you do not want to miss, because this is gonna be a crazy one. Let's go ahead and jump into part number 1, what Trump wants to replace FICO with. Now, the Trump administration is pushing for alternative scoring models. Now, that's exactly how they said it, not me. Now, their alternative scoring models would include rental history, utility payments, subscription services like Netflix, phone bills, gym memberships, even education or job history. And the goal? To bring in millions of Americans who don't use credit cards but still pay bills on time. Notice the key word there, on time. The risk? If untested models fail, banks could approve people who can't handle loans, leading to another crisis. Now here's a shocking fact. Nearly 45 million Americans don't even have a credit score. That's why this fight is so explosive. But before you think this is brand new, the truth is other countries have already been living without FICO for years. So moving on to part number 2, let's talk about how other countries score credit and who doesn't. Because I did a recent video and I know a lot of people came into the comments and said, well, we don't need credit, just get rid of credit. Other countries don't use it. I'm sorry, what? Actually, they do, but it's very, very different. Let's talk about it. The United Kingdom has 3 agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Now, there's no universal score. Each agency does it differently. That's the crazy part. Now, lenders often read the whole file, not just one number. Imagine if your bank here in the US actually read your entire history instead of just a single 3-digit credit score. Now, Germany uses SCUFA or SCHUFA. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, now, brutally strict. You miss one cell phone bill, your score tanks. Employers sometimes even use SCHUFA when you apply for jobs. Now, Canada, similar to the United States, but less FICO obsessed. Now, Equifax and TransUnion dominate, but lenders weigh the data however they want. You hear what I just said? However they want. Now, Australia and New Zealand use what's called a comprehensive credit reporting, the CCR. It rewards positive actions like paying on time, doesn't only punish you for mistakes, and basically it's the opposite of how FICO works. I know it's kind of crazy, right? Now, let me ask you a quick little quiz. Would you rather have a system that only punishes mistakes like FICO, or one that rewards good behavior like Australia? Drop your answer in the comments for me. Now on to China. China. Now they use what's called a Zima credit. It's also named Sesame credit. Now this goes beyond money. They also look at shopping habits, social trustworthiness, even behavior. Now of course it's highly controversial, but imagine losing points for buying video games instead of groceries. Yes, you heard me right. So they're paying attention to all of your shopping habits and your social trustworthiness. I mean, that's pretty wild, but what's to say that your social untrustworthiness on social media would hurt you? Some of y'all would be cooked because you're rude in the comments. Now, Japan has no universal score, but banks rely on job history, income stability, and savings. Hear that word, savings. And also, having a stable job is more valuable than a 3-digit number. A lot of people like the style of Japan, but pay attention to what we just said: job history, income stability, and savings. Now moving on to France. Now they have no credit scores. Lenders judge you on income, employment contracts, and tax returns. Basically, you prove steady income and you're good. See, my objection to that is I want to see payment history. I want to see that you can actually pay on time, because you leave all of that out, and you leave these banks, and let's say if you're someone that owns a home and someone wants to rent from you, you leave that out of there and you can have a serious issue with your rental. Now in Italy and Spain, they have no score either. They use a central credit register that is run by the Bank of Italy for Italy, and Spain also has their own sector of that. Now it's just a database of debt, not a score. Banks interpret it themselves. So that's kind of crazy. So the bank looks at your debt or whatever type of debt you haven't paid or have paid, and they make a decision on what they believe you can afford. Now the Netherlands use a BKR, which is it's a credit registration office. It records loans and debts, but doesn't spit out a score. Now the banks manually check your file, and they're basically seeing what you have, what you don't have, but there is no credit score, and it's really designed to track your debt. Now Nordic countries like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland, no FICO style credit score. Now their heavy reliance on tax records and verified income. Now government databases keep things transparent for them. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Tanya. Tanya's credit score went up 289 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And Christian's credit score went up 366 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And let's not forget about Allison. Allison's credit score went up 204 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast's link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. So it's kind of interesting. So they're tracking your tax records and verified income, but nothing about payment history. Now, when I look at this, I say, well, my problem is I want to know if they paid on time. But also you have to think about places like Denmark, Finland, all these Nordic countries, they're like some of the happiest people on earth because they have things like livable wages. Yes, they pay higher taxes, but what they get in return is much better because you're getting free healthcare, you're getting free education. I mean, what more would you want? And the cost of living isn't outrageous. And here's something wild. In Norway, your income is actually public information. Anyone can look it up. That transparency makes credit scores almost unnecessary. Now moving on to Saudi Arabia and much of the Middle East. Historically, there's no universal score. Loans are often approved based on salary and employer sponsorship. Hear what I just said there, employer sponsorship. So if you want to get something on a loan of some sort, you got to get your employer to help sponsor it, because that's saying that, yo, we sponsor this person, he's reliable, he's gonna pay you because he's gonna be working here. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, but it makes sense. Now moving on to part number 3, why the US doesn't do any of this. America loves standardization. Lenders want a single number for instant approval or denial. FICO became the easy button in the 1980s and banks stuck with it. Other countries are smaller, more relationship driven, or rely on government oversight. The US banking system is too big. Banks don't want to read through your tax return or pay stubs, which in my personal opinion, I'm like, why not? It could be a much simpler process for Americans out there, but I understand that there are so many variables that could be involved. Now make sure to comment the word global if you think America should borrow ideas from some of these other systems. Now moving on to part number 4, what this means for you. Now if Trump's system wins, we could move towards a France or Japan style approvals. Income and job history matter more than ever. Or Australia's model, where good behavior boosts you. But the danger? Confusion. Imagine 2 banks using 2 totally different systems. You never know which one to prepare for. This could truly be the most important change to money in our lifetime. One wrong move, and you could be locked out of credit completely. Last part's the most important. I'm gonna leave you with my final thoughts. Here's the bottom line. America might finally move away from FICO, but the big question is, replace it with what? They are leaning really hard towards something using Vantage, which has not been common. More than 90% of lenders are going to be using a FICO scoring algorithm of some sort. So working with Vantage to get rid of FICO seems like trying to create some other new type of monopoly. Is someone being boosted with funding for some reason for this? Because my immediate thought is, why don't we just create a FICO score that makes sense for Americans instead of trying to rewrite the entire system. That just doesn't make any sense to me, because other countries have their own systems, some with scores, some without. If the US changes, millions could benefit and millions could get left behind. This is the biggest shakeup to credit in decades, and you don't want to be caught off guard. Make sure to smash that like button if this opened your eyes, and don't forget to comment credit down below because I'll be watching. And if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here because it's going to show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail your letters, and it comes with a 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.